Good stuff.
They make adding character sheets to games very unintuitive in Roll20.
Yeah, it's a little bit annoying. I wish that it was a little bit more streamlined, but it gets the job done, so that's what matters, right?
Yeah.
It's working? Yep.
Yeah,
Hello?
we can hear you.
Hello.
All these voices that well, except for Steve, and since I've listened to his podcast, all these people I haven't heard in forever. It's weird.
Yeah, it's been a minute
Yeah.
since Conan.
Yeah. Oh, Musab, you stabby bastard.
Yeah. you threw him to the wolves.
We're gonna wait a little bit for Matt to get on. If you guys want to talk about your characters a bit, you can. You guys can sort of work out, what you want your group to sort of be.
Sweet.
Oh, okay. That's what I was going to ask. I got to get my...
Yeah. Is there any kind of, prompt for, because I know what mission we're doing can kind of help with, figuring out, oh, what kind of a crew are we?
For the ones that you'll have starting out, it's like a mercenary job.
Okay. So we're not, working directly for the Union or anything like that?
Oh, you're not directly connected to say, like, the Union or anything like that, or any corpo.
Yeah, bracelet, honey.
Cool. Well,
What do you mean?
my character's a formal penal colonist who now fights things in a giant robot. So, typical anime protagonist. Only thing more I need is for both my parents to be dead.
Well, we can do the... we want to do it randomly. We can do that.
You do have a set contract, though.
Well, they have that who are we randomly.
Oh.
That you can do your identity and who gives us orders and then personal history. It's on page 40 and 41.
Oh, okay. Well, we're in a mercenary company, so maybe it's our mentor and founder who is the one who the person that founded the company is the one who tells us what to do, maybe. They're why we took the job or whatever.
Well, they have our mentor and founder on who gives us orders, and then our identity. I mean, an infamous private military corporation if we're mercenaries.
Yeah.
So, I rolled on the patron table. So you're receiving your orders from the local union administrator.
Okay.
And high command.
So what's your call sign, John?
Call sign Proteus.
Okay. I'm going to change mine because we can do a random roll for the characters, how they know each other.
Neat. Who are we?
Alright. Let me see here. see here. Is it a 20-sided for personal history?
New group, so I should probably ask. It's not an issue that my character is a woman, is it?
No.
No.
Oh.
Okay.
If it were, you'd be in the wrong group.
Yeah.
Close the door.
And if you guys want, we can get started on rolling on the reinforcement table.
Where's that one?
Let me find out real quick. Luckily, this has a
resources, tactical advantages.
It's in downtime. So,
Downtime
so you-
actions. Okay.
yeah. So this will be sort of your before going into the battle. You can roll on the reserves table.
Okay.
All of us?
Yeah, you can each
Okay.
choose one of the areas from the reserves table. You probably want to go with the mech equipment and gear, the tactical advantages.
Okay.
Cool.
You have a page for that? Oh, I got it.
It's on page 51.
Yeah, mech equipment and gear.
Natural 20! An NHP assistant. Non-human personal assistant. Advanced AI controlled by the GM that can give you advice in the current situation. Sweet. I have robot friend. Ah! You also apparently have robot friend.
What table was that on? Was that on mech equipment or?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If it was on mech equipment, then you'll have
Yeah,
jump jet.
jet.
Oh, never mind. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Cool. I also have jump jets. That was on tactical advantages. I was looking at the wrong one because I'm special.
Yeah.
Dope.
And I have jump jets as well.
Do I just get to add that to the mech, or?
Yeah, it's just considered to be like an add-on. We'll just say it's like one of those crazy like Gundam add-ons.
Yeah. It looks real silly. It's great.
Borg, are you in the roll 20?
I am not. Could you link me that?
Yeah.
We're professional.
Alright. So how can we add jump jets?
It's just like it's just something you temporarily have for the mission.
Okay.
Okay.
It doesn't take up like a structure point or anything like that. It's
Oh,
just
okay.
Cool.
it's just an added bonus you get. Because a lot of like the resources are just sort of like abstract things.
Yeah.
But
Gotcha.
like the mech equipment and gear are actually like things that modify like what you have.
So we can just fly now for our movement.
Yep.
Yeah. So despite being like pretty.
I think Roll20's broken, but I'm fine with it.
Do you
A 2. 2 is ammo.
Okay, so you can if you're doing the mech equipment and gear, you can get you can get a +1 or 2 of a limited weapon or system, or you can get scouting.
Ooh.
What's scouting?
Scouting is detailed information on the kinds of mechs and threats you will face on the mission, such as a number, type, and statistics.
That could be helpful. Know what we're going
That does
into.
sound helpful. Scouting sounds good.
Okay, so you'll have the scouting bonus.
And then a couple of jackasses with jetpacks. Hopefully, Matt's computer stops pooping on itself.
Well, one of you has a jetpack.
I got a thing as well.
Well, one of you got you only get from one table.
That's fine. I'll just
Right.
take the AI thing instead. I'll have an AI friend.
Oh, you gotta choose?
Yeah.
Oh, I was on the mech gear like you said to do, so.
I was the
Yeah, you
special
could do.
one.
There's that one, and then on 52 there's tactical advantages. There's 3 tables you can roll on.
Gotcha.
Doop, 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 doop. Why do I have Come On Eileen stuck in my head? I don't know, but I do. And it won't get out. It won't get out.
And then too, if you need like a specific reserve in the future, you don't have to roll for it. You can also choose one specifically.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Neat.
Like you can sort of set out in your downtime to do it, and they have the different downtime actions you can do.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. One of them just go get drunk, which I'm a fan of.
So it's
Get a
very
damn
much like
drink.
it's very much like red markets,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
and that you can do different actions that get you different things.
So if you roll a 9 or less on Get a Damn Drink, decide whether you had a good time or not. Either way, you wake up in a gutter somewhere with only one thing remaining: your dignity, all of your possessions, or your memory. Otherwise, you make friends and stuff.
Even if you roll a 10 through 19, you still lose something, even though
Yeah.
you get a reserve.
Yeah. On a 20, though, you just pick a thing. Neat. Get creative. Oh,
Okay.
man. Oh, yeah.
Ben, shut my door.
Yeah, geez, shut his door.
Yeah,
How rude.
it gets too loud.
I feel ya.
The kids and the wife will start talking too loudly.
Fair. What thread am I looking for? Oh, see.
Did you all have any questions before we get started, or?
Not right now, but I'm sure I'll have plenty.
Is there like a quick combat reference on the thing? That'll help. Okay. I was gonna ask about that, but I just saw it in the contents.
Yeah, they in the in the front, they actually have like all the useful tables and reference sheets bookmarked out in the bookmarks.
Hoping someone got a physical book was selling it on eBay.
How dare they?
But they're not, so.
No.
Which is nonsense.
I just misheard. It's fine.
I think those just went out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was surprised to get mine so quickly. Not gonna complain about it. Super stoked.
It's a pretty big book.
Yeah,
I saw
it's thick as hell, like, and heavy. Like, they used some quality paper, so you could use it to defend yourself.
It's the Zweihander book. That's a nice book.
Yeah, I want to pick that up.
There was that one event at the One-Chen Con where it was, I'm pretty sure it was Pathfinder. It was one of those thick books, and they had to hold two of them, like one in each hand, like flat palmed, hold them up, and whoever could last the longest would win something. I forget what it was. If they really wanted to make it difficult, they could have used like the Hero System book, which is like a phone book.
The one that'll stop small caliber bullets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to have a pretty intense rules disagreement to test that theory.
Yup.
I'm sure you could find a YouTuber that would do it.
Oh, I know there's a video of it on YouTube. I've watched it.
It's bigger than the Exalted book.
Yeah.
They have a very weird game collection.
Yeah.
It's just Hero System, Exalted.
I need to actually get a shelf to put all my various books in. I guess so many things digital now that it's like... Yeah.
So the pilots we have so far is, I think, Rooster. I think that's Matt's. Blockadder.
That was my old one. I made a different one and linked it. Do you need me to relink it?
What's your new one called?
Proteus. It's pretty similar. It just has a very slightly different loadout. Because it doesn't let you edit things after you submit your character. So I'm like, damn it. Unless I'm just dumb and don't know how to, which is also a possibility.
Yeah, if you send me the link, I can change it.
Yeah, I'll resend it. I believe that should be it. Oh, I think I might have just figured out how to edit things. Nope. That's editing the license. Never mind.
So you have... Right, so we have Proteus. We have a Raptor. Correct?
Yes.
We have Hecate. Toby, you're playing Hecate, right?
Hibiscus. That's very
Hibiscus. Okay.
It was an H word. You got that part right.
That's all that matters. Language is all fake anyway. What is? I mean, come on.
Hopefully, Matt will have gotten his laptop working.
Good.
Is it hopefully? Doesn't look like he's gotten it. Doesn't look like he's gotten it operable yet.
The funny part is I think I might have the same laptop as him. I'm not on it right now, but I'm like, hey, that's familiar. Doo doo. Doo 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 doo. Now we play the waiting game. No, he mentioned being alright with catching up, but you're running the show, so it's all up to you.
Yeah, I guess we can start with the initial mission briefing and whatnot. Though, because we're going to go into combat fairly quickly, so I was hoping he'd be on sooner rather than later, but we can start with the mission briefing.
Yeah.
So you all have been called to the planet called Harrison's Promis, which is, I should say a planet that works. I'm misspelled. We'll blame that on hackers. That it is it's a planet that's run by Harrison Armory. They run an R&D facility on there. It's a somewhat developed planet, but not very much. A lot of it is just sort of like grasslands and forests. But Harrison Armories, in their usual fashion, have sort of brought the planet into the Union, and they've sort of asserted their control over it. Your first mission is you're going to be escorting a VIP. He's a vice president of R&D from Harrison Armories named Arturo Vandross. You are going to be escorting him to the capital city, where he can sort of deliver his information, while a group of Harrison Armory forces are guarding a body double of him.
Okay.
So the hope is that they're going to be focusing on the double and not on the real one.
Okay.
So you guys are going to be babysitting him for that.
Sweet. Sounds straightforward enough.
But we are ultimately moving him to the capital, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do we have it set up which way, they're headed, what options we have, or is that part of our job?
They've pretty much set a path for you. They say that there is a fire base that you can sort of during your initial leg of the trip, you can sort of camp out there. do any repairs you need to do, and then head out for the capital city so you have a midway point that they tell you about.
Okay.
Seems good.
Between the information you have from the NHP and the scouts, you have a good idea of what the terrain is and what the best path is to take there.
Dope.
How is the VIP like riding? Is he in his own vehicle? What kind of vehicle is it?
He has a mech. It's sort of a light frame that he's using that's sort of made for sort of like observation. So he does have offensive capabilities, but they're not as formidable as you guys.
Well, he's not a Lancer, of course not. We're the cream of the crop, damn it. That's why they hired us.
Booyah.
Sweet. Okay. What kind of... like, obviously they expect some shit to go down. What kind of hostiles are we possibly dealing with? Do we know that?
You're not really sure. It's sort of believed that some forces or mercenaries loyal to another corporation might be trying to steal the data that he has. So you might be intercepted by forces from another corpo.
Okay. Straightforward enough.
What type of characters do we have right now in the group?
Yeah, we could go around and introduce ourselves. I'll just start. I'm playing Proteus. Well, call sign Proteus. Actual name Vadim Weisner. Formal penal colonist. I used just the pre-built thing for the Vanguard for my mech, so I'm up close and personal, hit him with a sword type of chucklehead.
Okay. I am Raptor, Khalid Preet, and he is a hacker who did the same thing. Just used
the hacker and
the standard gear loadout, which is the I'll find my damn. I don't know. Has some Nexus stuff, and let's see what else he has on his mech. Mech hanger. There we go. Let's see here. Nexus light, and then hunter killer. Howitzer heavy cannon.
Is that Matt?
So looks alright.
Matt.
Hello.
Now for the usual, is Matt's mic going to decide to work? I remember this dance. Oh, while we're waiting for...
If I already had a flight system, would the jump jets just take away the +1 heat?
Yeah, you'd be able to move his fly without taking the heat.
Okay, that's what I thought. And it has I already have a class assistant unit. And some extra set of limbs. Are all the Everest things different depending on which
yeah, depending on what
take?
stuff you take. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Everest is just like a generico.
Generic.
Yeah. And then
Okay.
depending on what you want to have it do, it basically makes it so you don't just like get crazy stuff that you might not necessarily understand.
Even use.
Yeah.
Makes
Or
sense.
have like wacky abilities that do things. I don't know.
I'm just reading through, seeing.
Then what are you? What's your loadout, Toby? In character, I guess too.
Charged blade and other melee sorts of things.
Sweet.
Yes.
Cool. We're a para melee bros. Melee broing it up. You're Hibiscus, right?
Yes.
Okay. Tobi Hibiscus. Definitely didn't spell that right, but that's what spell checks.
So what now? Are we running with 3 plus Matt if we can get his mic working, or?
Yeah. Yeah. So that'll be the 4 or the 4 of you.
Okay.
Raptor.
Is this a introduction? We plan on moving forward after this, Steven, or?
Yeah, I was hoping that Matt's microphone.
No. I mean, just like, this isn't just a one shot. Is this leading into?
I was planning on doing 3 games.
Okay.
Just to sort of get to know the system, and then that way, too, you can move out of the Everest into one of the licensed mechs.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because right now you're sort of like the like, to use a Final Fantasy reference, you're sort of like the Onion Knight.
Okay.
You're just like a classless sort of starting mech, and then once you get into the licensed mechs, they're made by the different corpos.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool ones.
They're more specialized, and then you get more sort of systems that come with them.
Okay.
Because as you get more license points in a corporation, you sort of gain different abilities that they offer that you can add onto your mechs.
Okay.
And they all kind of have like a flavor. And then too, not that we're going to play that much, but like, if you max out your license, which is 9, you can get a license you can start in another corporation, so you can mix and match.
Oh, okay.
Like multiple mechs and stuff. That'd be dope.
Multiple mechs, and then just throw on systems from
from other ones. Oh man, that's cool. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Now, I'm really stoked for this game. It kind of made me go down a mecha anime rabbit hole, mining ideas for when I finally convince the people that I play in Meat Space with to play something that's not D&D. Maybe get a go with this, which will be sweet.
Right.
Oh man.
I don't know if this is a CompCon thing or if there's a rule based on it, but one of my things gives me plus 2 HP, but it has me starting with 14 of 16 for some reason. Did I bump it back up to 16?
I think you're supposed to just pump it back up to 16, because I believe you're supposed to start with all that.
Okay.
I think it's just a weirdness with the app.
Also, one of the things I bought is personalizations, which says, in consultation with the GM, I may establish a minor modification. Since my character is a high-functioning alcoholic, I would like a mini bar in the cockpit.
Hell yeah.
Double.
That's dope. I like it. I don't know what I want mine to be. I haven't thought about it yet. Well, I know. I definitely have to have like some type of like crazy speakers that I like blast music at people while I'm fighting them. Yeah. The ultimate sound system. It might not do anything mechanically, but I go into battle with my own battle music. Yep. 10 out of 10. Best thing you can take now. Personalization. Always take it.
So I figure every time I get repairs involves restocking the tiny bottles.
Yes. You don't even have like full bottles in there. It's just full of the travel ones, so you can just like open them up mid-fight and just down one.
Yes.
Hell yeah. I like it. That's dope. Well, I successfully got a different song stuck in my head, so I guess that's something. Matt, I believe in you. Oh, hey.
Oh, there we go.
Sweet. Bloop.
Okay. All right. So you meet up at the designated spot. You're sort of dropped off at a landing zone where your mechs vacate the lander that they bring you in on and sort of goes off. And a mech sort of pulls up and the cockpit opens up and a gentleman is sort of in the cockpits we're wearing like a standard issue like flight suit with all the accoutrements, just very basic. He sort of waves to you and says over the comm that his name is that he's vice president of R&D, Arturo Vandros. He says you can just call me Arturo. Mr. Vandros was my father, and he sort of chuckles at that.
Can I call you Artie?
Oh, he's definitely Art. He's never getting called anything but Art.
It's like, so this one should be a pretty easy mission. We're just going to go out. You're going to take me to the capital city. Hopefully they're going to focus on the decoy, and then we'll be out of here in no time.
You just cursed us, Art. You just had to say it.
He looks a little bit upset when you bring that up. But I was like, well, let's get on it.
Okay. Well.
So you all can choose which one of these Everest units that you want to be yours. They're listed here, and you can also move them around from the start. The VIP is listed as VIP. And on the field, you have sort of like as you're sort of moving along the forest, your scouts sort of report in that they have upcoming sort of hostiles, and they give you the suits. There's 2 Hornets, 1 assault unit, 2 operators, and what appears to be a sniper unit.
Okay. Sorry, which ones did you say we could pick from?
The ones at the bottom, the ones that don't have labels.
Cool.
You should be able. I have it so that they can be controlled by all players. So
Cool.
You should be able to change the name. If not, I can mess around with Roll20 and change that for you.
Nope, I'm on it. Boom, nailed it. Let's see. Quick reference.
So for the mission, you need to get the VIP to the end of the map, or destroy all the hostiles between you and the end of the map.
Okay. Let's see. Boost this move space equal to your speed. So you get a move action. And then 2 quicks. Got it.
And our speed is...
Should be on... the base is 4, unless you have something that gives you more.
So you get a move, or you can get after that you can get a full action, or 2 quicks.
Evasion is you're like running away.
That's like your defense. So if you're shooting at somebody, you have to meet or beat their evasion.
Okay.
Most of the units here, they have an evasion of 10, and your sort of sensors sort of pull up sort of their stats. And the Hornets, for instance, they have an evasion of 16. And they're all well armored except for the sniper, which has actually it doesn't have armor, so it doesn't have any.
Yeah, most things don't. At least from our stuff, at the very least, doesn't start with armor at all. So, cool. Do we have to do any type of initiative roll or something, or?
CompCon pulled things up, so we'll just go with that. And so Rooster is first up.
Sweet. So what determines that? Is that just...
I'm not entirely sure, but it has the whole, like, you guys going first, and then it has the enemies. So I think it's mostly based on, like, a narrative, like who should go. But I'll say that you guys go first since you're the heroes.
We're in a hero. Sweet.
You're a hero.
Can you hear us, Matt?
I hear him.
Oh, maybe I'm just the only one that can't hear him. I'll just relog.
Well, we can hear him because he's in Roll20. He's not talking in Discord.
Oh, he's talking in Roll20 and not Discord. I will turn back on sound in Roll20 then.
You there, Matt?
I think he's using the Roll20 sound, so we'll just have to turn that on for stuff.
I hear you still.
Audio. I'm special. I'm forgetting how to change that.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Alright, can you hear me, Matt? Okay, I can't hear Matt, even though I can receive. Oh, okay.
You hit reconnect?
Yeah. Can you talk now, Matt?
I'm talking.
Hooray!
Okay, there we go. Yeah, for some reason I chose video instead of voice.
Okay, so I'm still in my old Roll20 issue, and I'm echoing on somewhere. Okay, let's see.
Sweet.
But you're up, Matt. You can. You do have your mortar, which does have a 15 range, and we'll measure the range by the
Hexes?
spaces. Yeah, the hexes.
Okay, I'll just shoot the mortar, and I cannot get control as usual.
Weird.
Remember, I could, okay. I was at the wrong bottom of the map. Okay, so I was there. What is that?
You have a movement of 4.
Okay, 1.
How do you do the measuring with the?
There's 4.
You click the ruler with the circle icon in the left bar thing.
The snap to center one.
Thank you.
Snap to center. Okay, so that's 9. Or
It's on Hornet 1.
let me see if there's one I can hit further away.
The Hornet has a high evasion, too. So you'll need to roll a 16 to hit it.
Oof.
Unless you're using your triggers.
If I move that way, I'll be able to get him at long range. Right.
What's this guy here that I'm pinging?
The assault.
That's what he is, an assault one? Okay.
Yeah.
Which one did you ping, John?
The one right there.
Okay, what are the ones on the edges?
So those are the Hornets. They're like shooty boys, yeah.
Okay.
Like dodgy shooty boys that fly about, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll just shoot it.
I believe in you.
So roll 1d20.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Which one are you shooting at?
You see that one?
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, here we go. Boop, boop.
So your shot goes wide. It sort of hits some nearby trees, knocking them over as the explosion sort of ripples through the forest.
A single fly gets in the way.
Next is Hibiscus.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to find my talents on CompCon.
So talents, you have to go back over to your pilot, unfortunately. And it's under the tactical profile.
Okay, I got it. So I get, once I reach somebody, I get +1 accuracy on my first melee attack, but gotta reach them.
Yep. So it's probably going to be a turn of running forward.
Yeah.
I will say that if you're in the green areas, you do have light cover.
Sweet.
So you will. They'll be at a disadvantage one disadvantage when they shoot at you, and then you'll be at a 1 disadvantage when you shoot at them.
I think that was the square I rulered.
It seemed about to be where it was.
That was using 4 move and then 4 for a boost action. And I guess I have a quick action left, but I don't really have anything to do, so...
Can you boost more than once, or can you only boost once per...
The combat reference says...
You can only boost once.
Sad.
I think I got my roll
Fine,
20.
I'll just self-destruct. That's what I'll do.
I could have sworn I read it said you can only take a... can't take the same action more than once in a turn except as free actions or reactions.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright, so Raptor is up.
Okay, dope. I am going to use my cannon before moving. Which one of these from our scouting is what we really want to prioritize?
The sniper seems like they're pretty tough.
Okay. I can't make this small enough. Can you tell me how many hexes I'm away?
Yeah, let me see.
Please.
Whoops.
From which one?
The sniper.
21.
Okay, I can't shoot him. I gotta be 20.
You can move and shoot.
Nope, not with, it says right here, ordnance. This weapon can only be fired before the user moves or takes any other action on their turn,
Okay.
accepting protocols.
Alright, so you're
I can
out of
move
range
after.
this turn.
Okay. I will go after this one. Alright, nope. The middle, let me get my shit.
Do you want me to move you?
Nope, I got it. So the second one from the right of the screen. However, I can ping him. Not him. Yep. What is
So
his target number?
That is the operator. He has a 10 evasion, so you need a 10
I need
in order
11.
to...
'Cause
Yeah,
I'm an
or a 10
accurate.
or 11.
Got him.
Nailed it.
Right, so you hit.
It is 2d6, and it has a 2-inch blast radius, but it doesn't seem like that's gonna...
No one's within
Nope.
the 2 spaces.
So... Fine.
Nice.
So you do 9 to him.
And then I can move. Why in the hell can I move this? Oh,
select
that's
you have
why.
to,
thing?
select the
Yep.
pointer again. Yeah, it's one of those funny things about Roll20.
Hilarious.
There we go. And I am done.
Sweet.
So it looked like I did any damage?
Yes, you hit. Your round sort of hits into him and does a fair deal of damage.
Neat.
He is now
Proteus. Okay. So I will walk and boost. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I will do with my second quick action, do a skirmish, which is attack with one weapon. So I will fire my shotgun at at Dingus right here.
What do you use to ping like that, John?
You hold down. My brain just shut off.
Left click.
Yeah, left click. Wow.
when you have the arrow selected.
Hit him.
All right.
D6 damage. So that'll be 3. With a mighty blast from my shotgun.
You do a fair deal of damage to him.
Let me make sure I don't have anything I can do as a free action. I don't think I do. I would assume that any of these, like, shields and hex charge things that I have would take an action. It doesn't say.
The hex charges... Playable.
I'll probably just hold on to it anyway, because it'll only hit, like, hand thing. That's my turn. We'll see if I just get beat up. For being all up in Demgrill.
VIP's gonna move up.
We'd rather he just, ducks.
Gonna move there. He's gonna activate his shield.
Neato. Oh, there we go. Protocol system can be activated as a free action. Sweet. At least on the shield thing.
So he moves up. His mech sort of takes a knee, and then just sort of generates a field around it that sort of shimmers and sort of distorts the mech.
Like the wall from Annihilation.
Yes. No bears are nearby to mutate, though.
Well, thank God for that. Hey man, they'd probably come after us. I know how this goes.
The sniper is going to take his first action and ping the VIP. He has an ability called Sniper's Mark.
I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
The operators, you guys took out the operators, by the way.
Oh, we took this guy out?
Yeah, both the operators are taken out.
Sweet.
You obliterated them.
I was all like boom headshot with a shotgun, which makes it even more absurd.
Well, you blew up one with your howitzer, your one attack, and then the other one got blown away with the shotgun.
Mooks it is.
So those guys, they were grunts.
Yeah.
Grunts are kind of like in 4th edition D&D, the guys that only have like 1 hit point.
Yeah, minions.
Minions. So, but the sniper, he is a veteran. So he actually does have structure.
He's
so
a
he's
real
like
boy.
yeah. So he pinged the VIP, and he's going to take a shot at the VIP. He has he says at -3 difficulty. So
So roll 3d6 and subtract one of them from it, right?
so -5.
Well, I think you just do one of them, if I remember from difficulty.
Yeah. So it would be the 2.
Yep.
So.
And subtract that from the d20.
And his shot goes wide.
He got a 0. He totally shoots his buddy, right? Right?
There's no critical failure system in this game.
That's probably for the best.
Alright, Assault 1 is up. He is going to go after Proteus.
This motherfucker.
He is going to shoot his heavy assault rifle at you.
Oh no!
So you do have you do have cover.
Okay.
So that's an 11.
Yep, that'll hit. I'm a 10. I think. Oh, I'm an 8. I'm really easy to hit.
So it does 6 kinetic damage.
Oof. How do I mark that?
With your on your character sheet, there should be some hexes, some blue hexes at the top that say HP, and then you just move it down the scale.
I'm not seeing that.
You have to hit the power-looking button in the diamond
Oh.
to go to the tactical.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
That's what I should be looking at. Got it. Okay. So you said 6?
Yes.
Yeesh. Well, still got 10 left, so that's something.
And you also do have 4 structure.
Okay. So it has to go through all of that multiple times, I assume?
Yeah, before your mech's not taken out completely until you go through all your structure. Because those guys most of these guys they don't have any structure. They only have one structure.
Yeah.
That are implied. So you just go through them and they blow up and die. But you guys, you have 4.
Okay, I got it. Okay.
Yeah. Since you're the you're the main
Lancers.
characters. Yes, you have plot armor.
Dope. Oh. This receive may take a quick action as a free action. Neat. Cool. Okay, whose go is it now?
Alright, so next up are the Hornets. So Hornet 1's gonna go. He has... Alright, so you're both out of sensor range. He's gonna move up. You have different things you can get that you can do in combat. With the mechs you have, like the frames, they don't really offer as much.
Yeah.
But for instance, the Hornet can do that, and it has one called Impale Systems. And it gives you it sort of jams up your back and gives you heat.
That's cool.
But its sensor range is only 5, so you guys are out of range. So it's going to pop up and take a shot at Hibiscus. So they're -6.
Nice.
And they rolled a 20, which is a 14, so that'll hit. So Hibiscus takes 1 energy damage.
What's the difference between that and kinetic?
It's just sort of it's sort of like the elemental type of the damage, because later on you can get shielding that absorbs or has resistance to it.
Okay. So I take how much?
You take 1 and you become impaired until the next round. Or until the end of your next turn.
And that's +1 difficulty on all checks, right?
Yes.
For attacks, saves, and skill checks. Okay. Neat.
So it's under conditions.
Yeah.
And you have +1 difficulty. So he sort of pops up, shoots you with his stinger pistol, and it's sort of like electricity arcs over the luau bar, and then you notice that your systems are sort of on the fritz a little bit.
I quickly check to make sure the mini fridge is still cold.
The mini fridge is still cold, but you're not sure about the ice maker.
No!
I shake my
Daiquiris!
fist.
How are we gonna have daiquiris later? Cool.
Alright.
The last one's going to move to here.
This motherfucker.
He's going to take a shot at Raptor. Same situation, -5. So he just barely misses. Sort of like a small lightning bolt sort of arcs past Raptor, setting some brush behind him, singeing it, setting it on a small fire. Not enough to start a forest fire, but enough to, singe some plants.
Bastards.
So again, at the top of the second round, Rooster is up.
Okay, is my mic live?
Yep.
Oh, it is. All right. Okay, well, I have the heavy gunner, which allows me, it's a quick action, choose a character within line of sight, blah, blah, blah. So that Hornet, if your target moves more than 1 space, they clear impaired, but you attack them as a reaction. So I guess it's kind of like a suppression fire.
Okay.
So right now it's impaired.
So it's a +1.
Yeah, so it's a +1. Now that is a quick action. Do I get another action?
Yes. You can get another quick action, or you can get another quick action.
Okay, shoot with my heavy machine gun then, which is inaccurate, so it's a -1. Is that right? Or a +1? +1 difficulty. Range of 8, so it should be in range. So what's my target? Is he out of cover?
Yeah, he's out of cover. So he does not get you do not get a difficulty.
Boom.
Alright, so that is a 20. And that counts as you roll damage twice for that. Because if you get a 20 or better on an attack roll, that counts as a critical.
Wow, so it's 2d6 plus 4, so 46 plus 8.
Yes.
Gross. Get fucked, that guy.
Yeah.
So he sort of pops out. You see him zap your companion, and then you just sort of like unload in him 1980s anime style where you just giant bullet holes just sort of rip through the mech as like very little remains.
That was oddly satisfying.
I'm a little turned on, I'm not gonna lie. Okay.
I think that's the first thing I've killed in one of our games in like a year.
Probably. It's been a while since we played, so...
No, I mean, it's been a while since I've had a good combat character.
Yeah. Come on, man, bag of snakes.
You zapped a Sasquatch.
That's true.
So Hibiscus is up.
Oh, I can't fight that guy anymore, can I? I guess I'll zoom toward the boost toward what's his face, the assault. Oh, I can actually melee attack him after moving.
Nice.
So I'm going to do that with. Does he have armor? Like, should I be using X+2 kinetic or the?
The assault doesn't have armor. Oh no, he has an armor of 1. So he has an armor of 1.
Well, can't have that.
This is on a huge box of eight.
Oh, I'll do the charged blade, which is damage dealt by the weapon's armor, and it's 1d3 plus 3.
She's gonna make more pickles. You like good pickles? Oh yeah. Oh, taste this. Hot red pickles, butter pickles, sweet pickles.
What are we hearing?
Well, someone didn't mute themselves.
Yeah, it's Matt.
Yeah,
Oh, I
there
know
you
it's
go.
Matt. That's funny.
Alright, so you're gonna.
Oh, mess up here.
So the charged blade would ignore their armor. So that would probably, statistically speaking, that would probably be better than your regular melee weapon.
Yeah. So what do I roll to hit?
So the assault, it has an 8 evasion, so you need to get an 8 or better. You're not at a disadvantage because you're like right on top of it.
Shouldn't it be 9 or better since I'm impaired?
Yeah. Well, let me. Yeah, that's right. You're impaired, so you're at a -6.
All kinds of cucumbers.
God.
If you have a way to give yourself accurate, it'll cancel it out. So if you do, if before you move, damn it, Matt, if before you move, you do the power up from the hyperspec fuel injector.
I also get +1 on my first melee attack with this weapon.
Oh, well, there you go. That'll cancel out.
So yeah, so it
So it'll
cancels
just be
out
at a straight
your
roll.
duelist.
She told me to eat it on potato chips.
I'm going to go ahead and mute Matt until that's done.
Good plan.
Am I still muted? I can't be muted.
Yeah.
I'm unstoppable.
Yep. We've heard you the whole time.
we heard pickle chat.
Yep.
Yeah, mute me then.
Well, I was going to say,
I don't know
that's
if I
not a real
can.
stable platform, man.
Yeah, you just go down to the sound bar and you just press the far left speaker.
I'm looking for it, and I'm not finding it. It might be
On
because I
on
have...
his
It
on
might
his
be because I
portrait.
have the portraits as just names, so I'll just have to do small portraitos. Okay, muted.
But you can roll Tobi. It's straight up.
God damn it.
Well, you tried.
So you go in as you sort of like come out of the brush and come at him with your weapon. He sort of dodges out of the way. Right, next up is Raptor.
What you gonna do, Raptor. Reptar. You're Reptar now.
Out in the open. I believe reloading is a quick action. You know, it's a full action to reload. It's a stabilize action.
Let me see what my range is on my... Let's see here. That's a range 10. That won't work. Well, I'm going to go for...
I was going to say, you can... Because you can do a skirmish attack was a quick action.
Mm-hmm.
So that is... so you could do the stabilize as a full action, and then you could do two quick actions for two attacks with one weapon.
Now, would that allow me to reload?
You would be able to reload with the full action, and then you'd be able to shoot with the quick action.
Okay. And I can use...
Or no, sorry, you get one or the other. So yeah, you would have to stabilize this turn if you wanted to reload it.
Yep, I'm gonna reload. So my turn's over.
All right, so you load the large shell into your howitzer, ready to blow away the sniper.
Mm-hmm.
Proteus is up.
Cool. I think I'm going to use my 1 per scene. Take any quit. No, I don't need to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. And then the barrage action says I get to attack with 2 weapons. Would that mean I could use would be like using my thermal pistols? Are those their own, like, do those count as 1 weapon, or would that count as 2 weapons if I just wanted to unload with 2 of those?
It would be 2 attacks with these 2 weapons.
Okay. So actually, before I move, I'm going to use the power-up, the fuel injector. So I will have accuracy +2 right now, because I get 1 from power-up and 1 from the Vanguard thing. Yeah, from Vanguard, because I'm within 3, at least within 3. So I will roll 2d6. 2 it is. And then, so that's the first attack. Misses. Second attack, I roll a +3. Nope, I just suck. I just roll real bad, and I'm just like firing off on them and just missing everything.
Hornet sort of ducks and weaves around your attacks.
And then I can take a boost as a free action, so I'll just like get right up in its business.
Okay.
And that's me.
The VIP is gonna move up to here, and they're gonna activate their shield again. Because I don't think... Let me see. His weapon has an 8. Oh yeah, he couldn't attack anybody even if they weren't, engaged in close combat. So he's just gonna activate his shield. Sort of chill there. Okay, the sniper's gonna try again to shoot the VIP. So it's a -6.
Solid. Oof.
So that is a 10. VIP has an evade of 7. So he takes a shot at the VIP, and the shot sort of slams into his mech. It does some damage, but he still seems to be up. He kind of he kind of like, you hear him sort of screaming, and then he just sort of says, "I'm all right. I'm all right." So he rolled a 5. So he got a glancing blow. His emergency systems kick in and stabilize his mech, and then so he's impaired until the end of next turn.
Okay.
Oh, am I no longer impaired?
Yeah, you lose your impairment at the end of this turn. All right, the Assault 1 is going to attempt to attack Hibiscus. Going to attempt to use the combat knife. Roll a 5, so they miss.
And also, I count as having soft cover because of one of my talents. I don't know what that does.
Soft cover gives them a 1 disadvantage, so it was a -3 on top of the 5 that they rolled.
I also
Nice.
have that, by the way.
So they are desperately trying to do something.
Yeah, it's not so fun when the other guy dodges, is it, fucker?
The Hornet is going to attempt to use his Stinger pistol on Proteus. So -3. So he very much misses. Alright, so at the top of the round, we have Rooster.
Rooster's probably still dealing with pickles.
Because
Rooster.
the pickle master,
No pickles.
the lord
We'll come.
lord of the dirt gherkin.
We'll come back to the pickle man.
Come back to pickles.
He turned himself into a pickle. It was the funniest
Oh,
the funniest shit I ever saw.
correct. Come on.
thing.
So Hibiscus is up.
So I'm no longer impaired, right? So I don't need to power
Yes,
up.
you're no longer impaired.
Then I'm going to attack the assault guy I'm in combat with.
Okay. They have nothing that gives you a disadvantage.
They're just really hard to hit.
Oh, come on!
You guys spent all those 20s on
You can do a barrage, I believe, so you can take a second attack.
Yeah, you could either do a barrage or you could do because you're using the charged blade still.
Yeah, but I also have another melee weapon I could use, so...
Yeah, you could do that instead.
Yeah.
So I'll use the other melee weapon to attack with barrage.
Okay.
Jesus!
Ripping pepperoncinos.
Raptor's up.
missed on that.
At least you tried.
Your stuff.
Let's see. Where's that? What's so the VIP has a shield up, right?
Yes, he has.
Is
he's
that basically the projection shield?
Yeah, he gets a +2 difficulty for attacks made on him.
Okay.
And then he has soft cover as well.
So if I wanted to, so I also have that. Would I be able to put? Would that stack if I also shielded him?
I think yours is...
Because I've got the Type 3 projected shield. So I nominate a character within line of sight. All range attack or melee attacks that target the against me or that character gain +2 difficulty until the start of the next turn. And it's just a free action to do.
Yeah, his is only on him.
Okay.
So you can... I'll say that you can...
stack it.
You can stack that, but you take heat from using it.
Yeah. So I'll take 1 heat. I will give him that. So both him and I have it.
How about now?
We
I
can
can
hear
hear you.
you now. Good.
Remember, I put myself on a leash. I held my shift button.
Yes, that's true. This heart thing represents that I have a shield, so I don't forget. I will then barrage. I will still have +2 accuracy. Sweet. Maybe I'll actually hit this time. First attack is a critical, so that would be 4 damage. Because it's just the pistols that deal a flat 2 energy damage.
4 on the Hornets.
Yep.
So you take out the Hornet.
Okay. Well, I guess it won't be a barrage then. It'll just be a quick action. And then I will do my movement. 2, 3, 4. I can still boost as a free action because of power up. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm within 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of him, so I will shotgun at that guy. I'll have accuracy 1 still. I'm not close enough to get my Vanguard bonus. I'll get to add 1 to it. That's a 16.
You're able to hit the sniper.
Okay, so d6 damage. Scratch him for 2. I continue to yell obscenities. Oh yes, I'm playing like crazy future, like, I don't know, slow heavy metal music or something.
Next up is Rooster.
Because I just remembered I gave myself that.
Okay, I'm going to move.
And don't forget you have leadership dice you can hand out to people.
Ah.
I had forgotten that.
Everyone, or?
No, he took a leader.
Yeah, he has one of his talents essentially allows him to give people sticks. It essentially gives them an accuracy.
Neat.
Okay, what's that beside Hibiscus?
The assault guy.
Heavy cannon.
We need a hero.
Alright, so because that enemy is engaged, it does get it does have difficulty on it.
Okay.
So -6.
Oof.
That was with the heavy machine gun?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does the heavy machine gun give any bonuses?
Actually, negative.
It's inaccurate.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ripping pepperoncinis. And then, yeah.
The VIP is going to sort of keep what he's doing. He's going to sort of move behind Rooster.
Good plan.
Right, the sniper is going to take a shot at Proteus.
Cool. I'll be a 10 this turn.
So your sort of systems, they just sort of light up as you see that that you've been sort of targeted.
Oh no!
And then he is going to take a shot at you with the sniper rifle.
Do your worst.
No, don't say that.
So -6. So the shot goes wide, but you see like a copse of trees sort of behind you do get knocked down by this large sort of round.
Cool.
And what about the assault dude?
And then the assault dude, he is going to attempt to attack as well. This time with his knife.
Knife guy.
-1. So it's a 12. That'll hit for 4 damage.
Is that guy hit?
On Hibiscus.
Okay.
Alright, marked.
Alright, top of round 3.
We're back with Rooster again.
Cluck, cluck.
Yes.
Heavy cannon at that guy. That sniper on the dome looking thing.
Okay.
Misheard that.
Think your mortar or your heavy machine gun?
Heavy machine gun. That's right at 8 is the range for it, so.
Hell yeah.
Right, so you're at 1 difficulty.
Oh well.
So -3.
Just roll high, it's fine. Daka, 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 daka.
It just sets fear in their souls.
Who's next?
Next up is Hibiscus. Sorry, I thought that was the difficulty roll.
Yeah, me too.
Oh no, that was the damage. That was the attack.
Alright, so Hibiscus is up.
Sigh, that probably doesn't hit.
So that is on the assault, which does have an 8 as its evasion, so that does hit.
Sweet.
Oh.
He's shitty like us.
Finally. That was the charge blade, so it's 1d3 plus 3 energy damage and ignores armor.
So you can roll for that one. So
Maximum damage.
and then you can do a second attack as part of a barrage.
I assume the 6 does not kill him.
No, he's still up. He's a little bit tougher.
He's a
than
real
the,
boy.
Yeah. He's a middle manager.
I assume that hits.
Yes, that'll hit.
Too bad you don't have any like bonuses to it. That'd be a crit. Yeah, you don't need it anyway.
It's like there's a -1. Does he have the armor, or is that the sniper?
He has the armor. The sniper does not have armor.
Okay. So
The sniper has structure, though.
that's what I was thinking of. So, does this kill him?
It does not. He's still barely up. He's still pretty beat up. You've cleaved some wounds into his armor, but he's still up. Alright, Raptor's up.
Yep, I'm just gonna be moving forward because I don't have anything that will get range to the sniper. That will be it.
Your other short weapons are at 10, so you're almost there.
Right.
Proteus is up.
Okay. So I'm gonna do free boost. 2, 3, 4. That should put me within. I don't think I can get within 3 spaces of both of them. Let's see. No, I think I could. If I'm here. 1, 2. No, I can't. Well, I'd rather be within 3 of that guy, because he's a pain in my ass. I'm gonna... yeah, so that was a boost as a free action because of the power-up. And then I will shoot my shotgun at him 2 times. I will be accurate 2, so I get +4 to it. Does a 12 hit? Did a 12 hit?
Yes, 12
Okay.
hits.
So that's D6, so that's 3. Second shot, accuracy 2, +4 again. Does a 6 hit?
Fortunately, no.
Rip me. And then I have my actual movement, which... So I'll just get in his grill, because why not? That's me.
Stephen, is it too late for me to give out leadership dice?
Yeah, you can give out I'll say you can give out leadership die.
Okay, is Hibiscus going next? I was going to say maybe give them something to attack with.
Well, that because we still have the 2 enemies have to go, and then we'll be at the top of the next round.
Okay.
But yes, at the next round you can hand out dice. The VIP is not. He's gonna do the same. He's gonna sort of do his best to sort of stay behind you guys and in cover. Done. The sniper is going to attempt to attack Proteus.
I do have the soft cover right now, because I'm engaged. Engaged!
Congratulations. Have you set a date?
The sniper, he sort of gets up next to you, and then you notice that the pilot ejects.
I think he's self-destructing.
from the mech, and then he self-destructs.
Okay.
So you the explosion does not hit you because as the thing is sort of exploding, the mech sort of disengages its clamps and sort of rolls off the top of the dome and blows off on the side. Not really, it just sort of grazing you.
Ooh, that was spooky.
What a lame self-destruct.
Well, you know.
Right, and then the assault guy is going to attack Hibiscus again.
Oh man, there's an overheating table.
So
Whoa!
they'll hit, and that's for 4 damage.
You tell him, barking doggos.
I'm still at 7 health. I'll be fine.
Right, top of the next round.
Okay, just so I don't forget, we'll give Hibiscus a leadership die for their turn. I'm going to do the suppressive fire thing. And then shoot my heavy machine gun at the assault.
Okay. So you're at -3. So, alright, you're at a -4 for the attack.
Oh well. But it's impaired for its turn, but if it moves, I get to do an overwatch, I guess, or something.
Okay. Yeah, you were just 1 off from hitting him. Alright, Hibiscus is next.
Guess what I'm going to do again?
Stab him! Stab him, knife guy!
And you've got the leadership die if you need to use it.
I don't know what leadership die do.
It'll give you an advantage. You do hit with an 8.
Hey, maybe you roll a 12 on that d6 to be able to crit.
Right. You are able to cut through its armor. You sort of bring your blade down on the head of the mech and sort of cleave into its chest, and then you see it sort of powers down.
I hold up both my arms in a victory pose.
So you have eliminated all the targets here, and you sort of the VIP. He looks relieved, and he's pretty happy. He says, you guys, you seem to be worth your mana. Good thing we hired you guys to take care of us. I don't really know how they knew we would be coming this way, but hopefully we won't see more of them.
Well, my guess would be you might
You
have
jinxed
a
it again.
mole in your outfit. Also, yes, you jinxed it again. Anyone particularly untrustworthy in your operation? They're probably why they knew we would be coming.
It's like I don't really know. He sort of thinks for a moment. We'll worry about that later. I think the important thing is that we move on. We should be moving into the Highlands by now, and then from there we'll be able to get to the fire base.
Fair enough. Let us go.
Yep.
So as you sort of make your way to the Highlands, you come across a highway that sort of seems to be leading to where you're going, but you do notice that there are some pings when you come up closer to the area, and you see that there are several mechs waiting for you.
Oh, of course there are.
There are 2 Rainmakers, which are, and your assistant tells you is an artillery type vehicle. Demolishers, which are slow but large. large
those.
moving.
I assume those are demolishers. I assume these are the rainmakers.
Yes, the rainmakers are these ones. The demolishers are these larger ones. They tell you they do have armor, and then the hive is like a a drone controller.
No, sir, I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
So this mech that's shaped like a bug shoots smaller bugs.
Gotcha.
Inconceivable.
I don't think that word means what you think it means.
We'll keep the normal progression unless you guys wanna mix it up.
I'm fine with it.
Oh.
It doesn't change my plan.
No.
And then you can also mark which one is you. I see some of you have already done that.
Yep. Does this count as a separate scene or a continuation of the last scene?
It is your things will reset, but whatever damage you have,
we'll keep the damage.
Remains.
Yeah.
What reset?
Your we'll say that your ammo and stuff is back up, so you don't need to load, for instance, your howitzer and weapons like that.
And then things that are like once per scene. So like, there's no reason not to use things like all of the Everests have that hyperspec fuel injector, so you can just on your first turn activate that, and then you just have +1 accuracy for the rest of the fight on attacks, checks, and saves, and then you can boost once for free every turn. So it kind of makes you quicker.
Were you applying me for a royal carrier?
Uh-huh.
Okay. This is just giving you places, not what it is.
How exactly do you claim one of these?
Click the icon, and then on the gear, it'll bring up the edit token screen, and then you can just type the name in.
Remember, you gotta click the arrow to be able to select it.
Yeah, it has to be the arrow cursor.
All that boost business. So I activate that core. And if I use that to move, how many spaces do I get to move?
That, let me just go real quick to the Everest. I don't think that does. I think it just gives you the accuracy bonus. I don't think it affects your movement.
It says once per turn you can boost as a free action is what it is.
Okay, so
it's kind of like it's opening. It basically makes your action economy so that you don't have to be every turn to get closer using a boost to do it, and you can instead of having to move, be able to have things like you could sort of move at the end of your turn instead of whatever. I don't know.
But it doesn't mean you get to move 12 spaces.
No, if only. That would be dope. The frame also has a once per scene take any quick action as a free action as well. So everybody keep that in mind. You can use that to set some cool things up.
I think I'm going to... Okay, I'll use that right now. I want to do that to impair the big guy on the right.
a Rainmaker or the Demolisher.
That one. It will be impaired, and by that, and then I'm going to shoot my heavy machine gun at it.
Okay.
Nifty.
That will hit. So your shots, some of them graze off its armor, but a number of them do go through. It does appear to have about 2 armor.
Okay. Did my leadership dice reset with this scene, or is that something for until full rest or something?
I'd have to look at it to know.
So it lasts for I believe they reset at the scene, so you have 3 for this scene again. So.
Does anybody particularly want something this turn?
I mean, I won't say no to more accuracy. Is it is that what it is? Is that what it is? It gives you accuracy?
Yeah, it'll give you an accuracy dice.
I mean, I don't necessarily need it because I can get my accuracy pretty high. So if somebody else needs more the help with accuracy more, I'd say give it to them. I know
myself.
Yeah, I know Rooster's weapon being like having to reload every turn is pretty intensive. That it actually connects, so he'd probably be a pretty good one to put it on. I don't know what other tricks you have though, Rooster, Raptor, not Rooster. Our names.
Right, but Hibiscus is up.
Okay. Gonna move up there, and I'm not sure there's much else I can do.
Do you have a gun?
I'm also. Oh, before I move, I'm going to activate the power-up thing.
Yes.
Up is Raptor.
Actually, I have. Hold up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
I do have a backup pistol that has range 3, so I'm normally melee, but I may as well take a shot. So that's actually range 5, threat 3. But anyway, so that's a regular attack roll.
Yeah.
Well, plus the 1 accuracy. How does the 1 accuracy work? I roll it.
You roll a d6 and add it.
Accuracy can stack up like disadvantage.
Yep.
So anytime you have a +1 accuracy, it gives you another die.
Yeah, it'll give you
unless
a bonus
you
like
also
that.
have disadvantage.
Got
So
it.
that'll hit.
Nice. Just a solid, just a casual 18. NBD.
Oh, good. I do like 1 damage to this thing. The big guy. Right?
You ping it good. And now it is Raptor's turn.
Alright, I am going to fire my Nexus. And what is the E defense on it? And I'm going to hit my power up too.
On the Hive?
No.
Or the Demolisher?
The one that's right to the above me.
Yeah, its E defense is a 7.
Okay. Oh, that means I add a 6 to whatever I roll?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I can't mess them. But I guess I could roll a 20.
Yeah, you can crit. Do whatever that does.
Okay, so 18.
Right, so
And
you do
that-
1d3. Or, yes?
This is my main Nexus Hunter Killer. It's a D6. And it has smart damage, which is just the E defense. Just want to make sure. I'll text this one. Okay. Alright, so it's just a D6.
So it says 2. Right, next up is Proteus.
Oh, buddy. So I will also activate the hyperspec fuel injector. And then I will 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total. Let's unleash a barrage. We'll go with the shotgun. Does energy damage does that doesn't automatically go through armor or anything? No, it would have damage piercing. We will use the shotgun because it has more of a chance. We'll actually shoot at this chucklehead. So I'll have +2 accuracy. So I'll get to add 6. Ooh, baby, give me a crit. Roll at least a 15. Well, it's a 14 total.
You'll hit.
So that'll be D6. Oof, 6 damage.
Okay.
And then we'll unload another one into him. So 2d6 extra, get 4. Does an 8 hit?
An 8 will hit.
Dope. Another 4 damage.
Right, so you get in some hits on him. Do some damage to this this trilobite looking suit.
Did it look as if it had any type of armor?
It did not.
Sweet.
The only ones that seem to have armor are the demolishers.
Are the big guys. Cool.
The VIP's gonna hide behind Raptor, initiate his shield.
Hiding good.
So the demolisher is going to move down. Move with 2. It's you guys. Alright, so I need both Hibiscus and Proteus to make hull saves.
What do I roll for that?
Yeah, same question. Oh, for save target, does that mean I roll a d20 plus my hull?
Or do I just make a save and then I have to roll a 10 or higher?
You have to roll a 10 or higher.
Okay.
I have +2 hull. Do I add that?
Yes. You add your hull bonus.
Let's see. My hull bonus is 2. 2. So I got a 3.
Ooh, almost.
Alright, so you both are slowed and impaired until the end of your next turn. The demolisher in the back, he fires out some missiles from his backpack, and it sort of slows and impairs you.
What a dick.
Demolisher number 2. Gonna move into melee with you guys. And he is going to attack Proteus.
I think he also gets soft cover. Oh, wait.
Yep.
We both soft cover each other.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sadly, I don't think it stacks. We can't have double soft cover. It's not the softest birthday party.
He's at a -5.
Solid.
He's bringing his heavy hammer down on you.
Oof. Well, I think a 15 still hits.
So that'll
Or
hit.
14. Yeah, that'll.
But it'll deal 10 damage to you.
Ow. 4, 5, 6,
That's a lot.
7, 8, 9, 10. So that puts me at 0 hull. Does that mean I take a structure?
Yes.
Okay.
And then you roll a d6 to see what happens.
A 2.
So for a 2...
System trauma.
Yes.
So
roll a
d6 again. A 1. All weapons on one of my mounts get destroyed. Do I pick which one?
Yes, you get to pick.
I guess my flex mount? Well, that sucks. Ay caramba. Okay, so that happened. Not a fan of it.
So what's his HP situation? Does each structure have a full bar of HP? That would be nice.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how it works.
So he was...
Yeah.
Go on. Yeah, you have 4.
Yeah, and bad stuff happens. Okay.
So the Hiver... It's going to move to here.
Oh, actually, let me roll a d6 real quick. Okay, it doesn't just scratch the paint, so I don't take slightly less damage.
So the Hive is going to target Rooster. He's going to first he's going to make a drone barrage. He's going to shoot insect drones at Rooster. If he succeeds at this attack, which is against his E defense. So Rooster's E defense is an 8. Difficulty 2. So he'll miss. The drone barrage doesn't seem to have any damage. And then he's going to take a shot at him with his Hunter-Killer Nexus. 5, and he misses with that as well. He sort of stares, the drone sort of stares at you, or the mech stares at you angrily, almost like it's trying to psychically kill you, and doesn't do any damage. So the Rainmakers... The Rainmaker is going to move up. Pretty slow. There. And this Rainmaker is going to take a shot at Raptor.
Okay, now that if it moved, do I get to do a shot since it was in that? I don't have to.
That's after me. That's at me, not you.
But if he moves, I get.
Oh.
No, it was the Rainmaker up here at the top. This
okay.
This one that was very far away. So this one is going to take a shot at Raptor. He's gonna attack both Raptor and the VIP.
Okay.
So the first one, a -3. So that'll miss. And then on the VIP, that is a -5. So it's an 8. Believe that misses the VIP.
Because he's got a shield. He's all shielded.
It actually does hit the VIP.
Oh no!
So
Not
the VIP
the VIP.
takes 4.
Madre de Dio.
The VIP does have structure.
Well, that's good.
So he's not gonna like blow up on and like once he's reduced down to 0.
Unless that's what he rolls on the chart. I don't know if that's an option on the chart.
No, he was good. His emergency systems kicked in. So Rooster at the top of the round.
Okay.
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Okay, so like where that drone thing is so close to me, can I unload one weapon?
You can do a barrage on him if you want.
Rain hell upon him! Or do something else. I don't know, man.
Okay, because I've got the mortar, the heavy cannon, and 2 auxiliary close combat pistols.
So you can either do you can either attack with the mortar or the main cannon or both the pistols.
Heavy machine gun it is. I need to see what that's called, or I could impair the.
The smoke charges.
No, I think it's under the heavy gunner skill. I'm trying to figure out on this character sheet where it is.
Yeah, it's under the talents. It says as a quick action, choose a character within line of sight and range of one of your heavy ranged weapons, and within 10 spaces, which he is. They're impaired until your next turn.
Okay, that's what I'll do then.
Yeah, and if he tries to move away, you can get a shot at him.
Okay, and then I'll do the heavy machine gun line.
Alright, so you're at a 1 difficulty.
But then, yeah.
So you're at a -1.
Is that another roll?
Yeah, you and then you just roll your d20, and you need to get a better than an 8. Hit.
Then roll damage.
Not great.
I think that's what you rolled. No, you rolled 3 and a 1 last time. That's what it was.
So he's pretty damaged, but he's still in the fight. Next up is Hibiscus.
Okay,
Here, I want to give the die to Proteus and Hibiscus. 1 each.
Sweet.
does Duelist 1 apply every turn? It says gain +1 accuracy on the first melee attack you make with a main melee weapon on your turn.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Oh,
like
fine.
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna attack with the charge blade, and also I'm gonna do, it's the first time on my turn that I attack a hostile character. Basically, if Proteus attacks and misses, he gets to reroll.
Dope.
Okay.
Remind me how I roll the accuracies. Oh, wait, the accuracy cancels out the...
the disadvantage.
Impaired.
Yeah. That's the word.
Oh, hell yeah.
Critical hit!
20, and then you also had a leadership die.
I'll use that. I want to use that on my next attack with barrage.
Okay.
That. Because that way...
Yeah, you can.
Does the leadership die cancel out the impaired for that one?
It would.
Okay. So here I roll damage twice, right?
Yes.
And that ignores armor.
Yes. So you take out the demolisher. You sort of ram your blade into its torso, and then it just sort of powers down.
Nice.
Well, that's it. I have to use the bathroom real quick, so other people do their turns and such.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, Raptor is up.
Okay. Now I still get my D6, right?
Yeah.
For the whole scene. I gotta move first.
I mean, you can move after if you want instead. Unless whatever you're going after is further away.
Yeah, no, I was gonna try. Can you only use one weapon a turn?
You can use two light weapons in a turn as part of a barrage or as quick actions.
Okay, I'll just stick with my hunter killer.
On this one?
Yep.
Alright, so the Rainmaker... 1.
Ooh, another whopping 1 point.
Solid.
It sort of pings off its armor.
Lovely.
Alright, Proteus is up.
Let's see, I'm still... slowed, yeah?
Yes.
So it'll be after this turn that I won't be any slowed anymore, potentially?
Yes. It'll end after this turn.
Okay, so I'll just do a normal move. And then I'll stab him.
And you got the leadership die.
Yeah. So I have +1 to accuracy because I did the power up. And then another +1 to accuracy from the leadership die, so I'll get a total of 1 accuracy because I also have the 1 difficulty. So I'll add 6 to my roll. Does a 7 hit?
Actually, it does.
Dope.
It has an evasion of 6. It's a big lumbering mech.
And so that was with my charged blade. So I do 1d6. Heavy melee charged blade. So I do a 1d6 plus 3, ignoring armor. Solid. And then I will make a second attack, which will just be straight. Does a 6 hit?
It does.
Oh, actually, I would still have accuracy to that. So yeah, that's why it's a straight die. Never mind. So 1d6 plus 3. Solid. Another 4 damage. Feast or famine over here. Jeez. Oh, sorry, I forgot. At the beginning of my turn, I will use my my projector shield. So that's 1 more heat. And I will give the plus to armor... Sorry, not plus to armor. Plus to Hibiscus, I think.
Okay.
Since they are also getting in there and tussling. Be a little bit harder to hit. We'll see how it goes.
The VIP is going to remain where he is. He's going to use his shield. He is going to...
Run, run, run. Ba, 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 ba.
gonna overwatch. All right, Demolisher 1 is gonna take a swipe at Proteus. He's at
I duck.
2 difficulty, so -6.
Let's hope it matters. God damn it. Well, at least I don't get crit. That's something.
14.
Yep, that'll hit me.
So that's 10 damage.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Oh, I guess I'll try for the paint job to try to take one less. Nope. Oh, it's when I take structure. Never mind.
I'm back.
You didn't miss much, other than
I got walloped.
yeah, he got smacked again.
Luckily, it couldn't crit me.
The Hive's gonna take a shot at Rooster first. He's gonna try a drone barrage. This one will miss, and then he's going to attempt to hit with his Hunter Killer Nexus, and again he misses. This Rainmaker is going to take a shot at Raptor in the VIP again.
Of course he is.
Is that a -6?
Ah!
So that's an 8, so it'll miss. And then on the VIP,
Oh, he really missed.
so -4.
Oh,
15. So it'll hit, and the VIP takes 4.
no!
Stop it.
Leave our VIP alone!
Make 1, and then this one up here. He's gonna take a shot on Hibiscus.
Poor Hibiscus.
-2.
Don't forget you've got +2 to your evasion.
So that's a 16.
Guess it doesn't matter. I tried.
So that's for 4 points of damage.
Oh!
Alright, 4 points of damage. I still got 3 left.
Solid.
Start of the next round.
So we're no longer slowed and impaired?
Yes, you've lost those traits that you've worn off.
After my next attack, I gotta run because tomorrow's my son's 18th birthday and I gotta do a few things.
Okay. This will be the last. This will be the last one of the night.
Oh, okay. I guess that works out okay then.
All right, and then so Rooster's up. So Matt, it's your go.
I hate that drone. Let's do it again.
I hate the drones.
So I guess I'll remember for a minute what that's called. Where it does that impairs in this turn, and then my shot.
Okay, so you're gonna hit him with your heavy gunner ability, and then your heavy gunner talent, I should say, and then with the machine gun.
Yeah, but I have to roll disadvantage die.
You do not.
Okay, so just straight 1d20.
Yes. So that'll hit him. His evasion is an 8. And then structure, that's a 4. Right, so you deal a good deal of damage to him. He appears to have lost a system.
Very cool.
But he's still in the fight.
Now, if he moves, I'll get a shot. I didn't. Is that right?
Yes. He'll take half damage from it, but you still get a reaction shot on him. Alright, Hibiscus is up.
Hooray. Moving up here. That's 4 spaces.
I was still up in the air, so
Go team
next door.
knife guy.
Yeah.
And I'm going to attack with the charge
There's
blade.
one side, next door.
Team Evangelion.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Get the robot Shinji.
I came out to, where she would make.
Oh, so this is my first of the round. Do I have accuracy?
Yep.
And just wanted to pick my brain about, since I just went through the process, I did.
Wow.
Solid.
And another bear d20 for the other sword. Oh, can I do a barrage if I already moved?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just takes a full action as opposed
Yeah.
to 2 quicks.
That seems hitty.
Right.
That'll hit.
It's got a crit, man. Come on. Nice.
And
And that
Yeah.
does that ignore armor?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yours doesn't. Never mind. My weapon that deals that damage does.
Right, he's still up but pretty damaged.
Who's next?
Next up is Raptor.
Raptor.
1. Well, that's a terrible way to end the night.
So that will miss, unfortunately.
Yes, terribly. All right, guys, I'm going to see you next week. Are you doing it again, Matt?
Yeah, we'll do next week. We can decide on the day.
Okay.
But we'll talk about that in the chat.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a great birthday. It's your boy.
Yep.
Thank you.
Tuesday
Have a good
next
night,
week.
guys.
Good night.
not necessarily Tuesday next week.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be Tuesday. We can move it to another day.
I'm fine any day but Friday.
Okay, pretty much the same. All right, next up is Proteus.
Oh boy, I'm gonna stab this sucker. I will have 1 accuracy die. Hit. D6 plus 3 damage. So that'll be 5 damage, ignoring armor.
And you take him out.
Dope. And then I will move 1, 2, 3, 4. Free action to boost. And then shotgun this chucklehead. Live fast, take chances. Accuracy plus 5. Wait a minute. Yeah, because that was one. I only did the 1 attack so far. Does a 12 hit?
Yes.
6 damage.
Right, so he takes 5.
Oh, and do I want to shield things? I feel like I need it. Nope, I'm gonna live dangerously. That's me.
The VIP is gonna move to here. Since he keeps getting hit, and then activate his shield.
Oh, I moved the wrong mini. My bad.
Hands off.
It's not my fault they look the same.
The Hiver is going to attack Rooster. It's at a disadvantage. He's going to use his Hunter-Killer Nexus. He will hit. So you take 3 heat.
Okay.
He's gonna try to overload you. Like a
But-
dick.
And so that your heat will build up, and then when you reach maximum heat, you'll get some negative qualities. But you're fine for now.
Okay, I've got it marked on my sheet.
The Rainmaker is going to take a shot at Raptor. -6. So he misses. This Rainmaker is going to take a shot at Proteus.
How dare it.
You notice that he sort of locks into place. Some things drop down from his legs, pinning him to the ground, and he shoots a missile barrage at Proteus.
I duck.
-3. So it's a 5. It misses you.
Oof.
And that's the top of the next round. So they have Rooster.
What is this over on the left right-hand side of the map, that lone thing, Samson? On the mesa.
The Rainmaker.
Okay, that's the Rainmaker, okay.
Yeah, there's 2 of them.
I am going to do the heavy gunner thing on the drone, and then I'm going to shoot my mortar at the Rainmaker.
Because you can only do, you can only attack with one of those this turn, because it's a main weapon.
Okay, so I can't do. Okay, so I'd have to do. Okay, well, sure, I'll blast it. I'll blast.
You could spend a heat and use a quick action to shoot with your pistol on top of one of those, but you only get the one main weapon.
Gotcha. And I'll just shoot my machine. Do I roll the drone?
Okay.
Do I need a? Do I get penalty or accurate?
No, he's you're good. You just get your accuracy, I believe, from the boost.
Okay, so I roll a d6.
Yep. Four to 22. So that's another crit with the machine gun. Which will be a 2d6 +8.
Yeah.
So you vaporize this this drone carrier.
Wrecked nerd.
Anybody want leadership die?
I should be good.
Raptor, you want one? Just
Yeah, give him one, so then
Alright.
I'll play as him, and then that way he can hopefully
Alright.
hit something.
Yeah, I'll give that to Raptor.
All right, Hibiscus is up.
And I'm gonna ping with the pistol this Rainmaker dude.
Okay.
See, the boost was a free action because of the thing.
They have they don't have any cover, so you're at straight up. That'll hit.
Hooray. 3 damage.
They had armor of 1, so 2 of that go through.
Well, at least I have his attention.
Up is Raptor.
Raptor! What is Raptor going to do?
He is going to pop up with a movement of... I make it so hard to see on this. Speed of 4. He's going to move up there. He is going to see what the Rainmaker's E defense is. It's an 8, his regular evasion, so it doesn't matter. He's going to shoot with both his pistols.
Pew pew.
That's his regular boost that he gets. That's a 6, that'll miss. The second one, using the leadership dice, it's a +5. That's a 20, so he'll hit.
And it'll be crit, won't it? Because it's a total of 20?
Yes.
Neat. I like that crits work that way. It's kind of cool.
So it deals 3 damage.
Solid.
Right, next up is Proteus.
Cool. Free boost to move up to there. Then I will barrage into him with the heavy charged blade. I have accuracy 1. I doubt the 3 hits. Swing
It does
again. +6. Does a 10 hit?
A 10 will hit.
So that'll be 3 points of damage.
Does it ignore armor?
Yes. Sorry, 4 points of damage. Because
Hey,
plus 3.
He's barely up. He's pretty damaged.
This motherfucker. If I could have just hit on that first one. But I've rolled so many natural ones, it's not even funny. Ugh.
He's gonna move here, do the shield again. Rainmaker 1.
Yeah, it's my 3rd natural one of the game.
He's gonna attempt a volley attack on the VIP.
Volley!
So he fails, so he takes 4 points of damage. Rainmaker 2. He shoots some special missiles at Proteus. They do. You need to make an agility save, so it's going to be a straight up.
Okay, it's D20.
Yep, straight up 20. You need to beat a 10. So you beat it.
That was a D10. Let me roll a real die.
Oh
No!
so it's even more impressive that you beat that check with the D10.
Can I? If that means I can keep it.
But you take 4 energy damage and 2 heat.
1, 2, 3, 4. 2 heat. Okay. He's on fire.
All right, start the next round. Matt.
Okay. That Rainmaker on the plateau there. Heavy machine gun. It's at 8.
Yeah, daka.
Do I get a accuracy?
Yeah, you get your accuracy from your system boost. That's a 17, so that'll hit.
Your damage rolls have just been not great.
Or unbelievable.
He's barely up, so let's see if Hibiscus can seal the deal.
I got like 2 accuracy because of the scene thing and the first melee weapon in a turn thing.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So that's 5.
Yes.
Oh, good. That's it.
Say it.
And that ignores armor.
And you take him out. So you cleave through him Gundam style. Next up is Raptor. And so let's see. Is going to take the 2 disadvantage. So -6. So 5, that'll miss. Next up is Proteus.
Okay, let's see if I can stab this guy to death. I add 1. That'll hit. 8 points, ignoring armor.
And that will take him out as well.
I do some cool anime bullshit where I run through him and then he falls into 2 pieces. And explodes.
Behind you.
Exactly. And cool guys don't look at the explosions as they walks away.
So you're able to finish them off and make your way to the fire base. And next game we will pick up at the fire base. Getting him to the fire base was enough to get you a license point. So you can spend that license point how you want to do on whichever company. Because remember, you can always spend that license point on one company per license point gained, and you also do gain some other things from that as well. It's not just the license point.
How do I add the license point on ComCon?
So there's if you go, there's a level up button.
Oh, so this is license point is the same as leveling up.
Yep.
Yes.
So when you level up, you gain a trigger improvement, a talent upgrade, mech skill upgrade, grit, new license unlocked, and then I think that's it.
You do add your grit to rolls too.
Yes. And your grit's equal to half your level.
Rounded up, I assume.
Everything's rounded up.
So you'll get your first grit at level 1. Right? So did you guys get a good idea of how combat works and sort of an idea of some of the things you can do?
Yeah, definitely.
I
like it a lot.
So then that way you'll be able to make an informed choice when you lock yourself into a corpo.
Did anybody watch those videos on YouTube I posted the first one of?
I did not.
I didn't have a chance to watch it yet, but
they're hilarious because they read it like a robot voice incorrectly. So it's good. And they got like 25 one-on-one videos, I think.
Sounds awesome.
And of course, they do a video for each of, I guess, the talents, and they go in sets of 3. And they do a 3 to 5 minute video on each corp, so it's really kind of cool.
Right on.
Yeah, all the corps have their own like sort of flavor that goes into like how their mechs operate and what type of things they specialize in.
Yeah. The friggin' Horus ones have all the coolest looking mechs, but they're not necessarily what I want to do.
The Horus stuff is kind of odd.
I love it.
All the effects on their mechs.
Yeah. No, they're really interesting. They're like the weird like eldritch horror mechs, and I like that.
They're like the sort of hacker collective. They're not actually like a corpo per se, but they have like the same sort of clout as a corpo.
Oh wow, that's really sweet.
4chan and Anonymous put together.
Yeah.
With a little bit of Cthulhu in there. Like the Lich is really interesting. Like the first time it would like die every turn, it instead just like shows up because it's like unstuck in time or something weird.
Yeah, I think that's the transubstantiation.
Yeah. Like that's so cool.
If you guys have any questions throughout the week about anything, and then you can just update your characters in your CompCon, and then I should be able to sync them with the ones I have in mind. But if that doesn't work, I can always get the code from you.
Yep.
Awesome, guys. It's a good time.
All right.
Cool.
I'll talk to you guys later.
All right. Have a good one. Bye.
See ya.
Cool. That was the first session of Lancer. Hope everyone enjoyed watching. I know we had more people watching than usual. Really appreciate it. And hope everyone has a good evening.